Hey guys, this here is Kenny Z from Kenny Z and the Ghost Hunters. We got the guy that we were supposed to have on tonight. He had a family emergency, so we're going to have a guy named Joel Myers. He's from the paranormal group RAD. I'm going to introduce it to him. Hey Joel, come on in, buddy.
What's up, guys?
Hey guys, this is the guy that I always brag about. This here is Joel Myers. Him and I have hunted together, haven't we?
Right.
So, I'm going to actually get started right to it right now. Joel, how did you get into the paranormal group?
The group, actually, it's, I've been searching for a long time to be a part of something. I've got some unanswered questions. I've had so many questions for years, and, I've always wanted to at least get with a partner, somebody that had a lot of knowledge within the paranormal research. I was very interested in it since, I don't know, I was about 17 years old. I was living with a woman who I called Mama. She lived across the street. I grew up with her boys. And I lived down in the basement, in a dark corner of the basement. And one night, while I was lying in bed, it was late at night, and I looked up. Seen something strange, you really don't know if it's your eyes playing tricks, you're tired, or what. But I looked up, and I could actually see an image of a little girl, and I had to take that second look. When I looked, she's like staring down. She's up about the ceiling height, looking down at me, and she had this big, beautiful, like Victorian dress.
Wow.
I looked and I looked and I looked, and she just would not go away. So I know that there was something there. I couldn't explain it.
Right.
So that left me with a lot of questions for many years. I had started a business many, many years later to do with loss mitigation, field services for banks, foreclosures.
Right.
We did I think 2,500 houses in 2009, doing the foreclosed properties, cleaning them out. I had a maid service crew, just kind of getting that house ready for market again.
Yeah.
And the banks wanted to see your work through pictures. So we took probably close to 1 million pictures.
Wow.
In 2009. So it's a lot of pictures to go through.
Yeah.
And you can imagine you've got a 1,000 chance to find something very odd within those pictures. And boy, let me tell you, there's some haunted locations that seem like they just packed their underwear and left.
Right.
We went in, cleaned out the place, and during, many times, many houses, doors would shut upstairs as we were cleaning. Shadows, just kind of like out of the corner of our eye, we'd kind of see something. And, we always joked around before we went in the house.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what we're going to see this time. And,
Yeah.
some guys from Cincinnati who I'd never told that's what we're kind of also looking for. Aside of the business, we were also looking for some unexplained pictures. He had sent me his pictures to submit to the bank for the work that he had done. And he said, hey, check out picture, I don't know, picture P203 or
Right,
something.
yeah.
Very strange, man. So I got to that picture, went straight to the picture, and there was a basement of a woman crouched down near the sump pump hole.
Wow.
Kind of just staring up at me.
Yeah.
Very strange. Pareidolia, which everybody knows can mess with the mind.
Right.
I know if you're looking for it and your heart, is just into it,
Right,
it
yeah.
kind of tends to mess with your mind and make things appear.
Yes.
And then, the hairs stand up in your arms. You kind of make yourself scared and worried. But there is something out there that is unexplained.
And you said something about you did houses like that in West Virginia.
We had the whole state of West Virginia.
Right. Well, you guys know that's my hometown. I'm from Wellsburg, West Virginia. If you look on the registry of West Virginia, Wellsburg, Huntington, Wheeling, they are very active places. It is actually, Wellsburg is actually ranked the third haunted It's the third haunted town in the United States, and I was raised up like that. I had the same experience with you. I lived on a road called out the Pike. Everybody who knows Wellsburg, everybody knows the Pike, and it was nothing at 16 years old. Open up your door, go hang out with a buddy of yours, and you see a full body apparition walking down the road. And I always wanted to know, what did I just see, or was that my eyes? But we lived up there beside the boat docks. And in May 3rd, we're going to go and do a good investigation down there at the boat docks in Wellsburg, because I lived right behind it. As a teenager, we were hearing screaming. There were so many reported deaths down there at the boat docks. Unsolved murders, all kinds of stuff. It's crazy.
Right.
But I lived right there at the entrance, and it was a blast.
Let me take a break here and check the camera because I think I just.
No, that was somebody pinging in.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, every time you hear that ping,
Somebody's checking in.
yeah, somebody checked in. But yeah, see, that's how I actually got involved with the paranormal, because, when I was a kid, we used to go down to the boat docks. Me and my buddies would go down there and spend the night down there and watch stuff. If you're watching a whole body apparition walk out of the water, because it's called the boat docks, and just walk into a big oak tree down there. And so that's how I actually got into this stuff, because I'm actually seeing everything.
You just wanted answers of
Yes.
why you're seeing that.
And let's actually talk about that hunt in Marengo at the old elementary school.
That was actually a side of work for the 6 to 8 years that I owned my loss mitigation business. That was actually the first investigative part of the paranormal that I had been involved with, which was with Kenny. We had went in there. He had a buddy come up from Cincinnati. He had a little bit of equipment. Just went in there to kind of check and see if there was anything that we could find.
And what did we find?
It was strange. I've got some EVP on my phone that I think that was the very first time that I had actually physically. I've listened to a lot of EVP online, but physically my phone.
It is totally different once you go and look at somebody else's footage. It is. It's. But then when you go yourself. This is why I do residential homes. That's all I fuck with.
Yeah.
And it's because you go there and you get the evidence and you hand these people, here's your evidence. But it is awesome to hear. What was that EVP that you heard?
The one that really strikes the memory that I probably won't forget. That you can really tell what it says. A lot of times I struggle with EVP, okay, did it really say that? A lot of people said, hey, get out of here. And when I listened to it, I'm like, it did not say get out of here.
Okay.
Well,
remember, we're uncensored, so whatever he says,
it's vulgar, right?
Yes.
But you can plain as day hear it on the EVP. It says, fuck me running. Plain as day, a man's voice. It says, fuck me running.
Right.
It's very strange.
I seen his face light up when he goes, dude. And he, was you off by yourself?
Yeah, I was off, I think it was the gymnasium, or before we had got to the gymnasium or back in the cubby.
Right. Then, I'm telling you what, my EMF meter actually spoke out that night. And I have never had that happen to me before. I've hunted all over.
To do that for the first time, You know, I've been interested for many, many years. I've done research behind the scenes. You watch the television shows.
Yeah.
And then you get intrigued by what's on TV and you think, wow, it's all real and it happens every time you go on an investigation. Look at how many times they've seen so much.
Yeah.
But then you get to realize and talk to people that are actually investigators that go out and they do this. This is their passion. They could spend many, many, many hours on an investigation, many days, and not find a thing.
Oh yeah.
The television shows out, you know, they're interesting. They may give you an insight on the basics of being an investigator.
Right.
But as far as full-on investigating, they've got to have ratings. You know, have ratings, they got to have some spooky insight in the paranormal field.
It's they gotta have the hype to it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know. But as him and I hunted, I've hunted with him. I've hunted with Mr. Chris Houston. You know, I've hunted with these guys, and we realize one thing: there's times you're gonna find shit, but there's also times you're gonna spend 12 hours. You get 62 hours of footage, and you don't see a dang thing.
Right.
But that's it though.
I mean, EVP, that's probably going to be my forte. I mean, I have a music background. I've been a musician for
This dude got a fucking hell of a voice.
30 years.
Yeah, this dude, he fucking rocks. I've already told you guys that.
Well, maybe I'll make some paranormal type music here in the future, huh?
Cool, yeah. Hey, that would go good with our DVD.
Right. So, I mean, the EVP is something I'm really going to research a lot. Coming from like a techie background, I build things.
Dude,
I've got a little design here.
this guy here builds shit. I'm telling you what.
This, if I can get it right, I've got
he is
the
going
right
to get it right.
diodes here. These are, I'm not sure if you can see them, but these are, about, I don't know, close to 600 and some.
Yeah.
They're laser diodes is what they are. So I'm gonna.
Okay, wait. Let's talk about this stuff later on. Joe. What?
Go ahead.
No, go for it, brother.
Just EVP, like I said, is going to be, you know, this is all fun. You can capture a lot of video and hope that you can prove it. I believe that I can prove EVP a lot better than I can prove video.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of different variable factors that go into evidence on video.
Right,
Sun glare, light glare, orbs, dust particles. EVP, when you have a wave like this, it's up and down, then it's straight, and all of a sudden you get some wave jumps, and you know those dB levels that you can actually see, but no one's speaking.
Yes.
That's evidence right there. As long as I can prove that, you know, there's a trick to it, because you've got to, on an EVP, you've always got to say, you know, if you click your foot, say it on the EVP at the time it happened.
Right.
That way, in question in the evidence room, you hear this knock.
Or it's your
Right.
and it's like, hey, that's me. That's how you tag something. Or like he said, if there's a knock in the other room and you and your other investigators right here and it's only two of you,
Right.
then you know there's an issue there.
And also that too, if you hear a knock and your buddy's in the other room, it could have came from the room. I carry two-way radio.
Yeah.
Two-way radio your buddy. Just say, hey, did you just knock? Did you hear the sound? You know, what was that? If they didn't hear anything, if they didn't make the sound, note it in your EVP.
Right.
You know, I heard a sound, I couldn't identify it. You know, it could be something. And then that'll pinpoint the actual time frame to look back in the evidence room to kind of figure that out.
Right.
I like to do that on site. That way, it's fresh in your mind. You know, at that timestamp, we take little breaks, go to the evidence room, review some evidence, possibly go back to the same area and see if we can reenact
Duplicate
that.
Yeah. What was your favorite spot to hunt so far? I know you guys got some really good hunts coming up. I know it's when we go and do our stuff. you know, you guys are more than welcome to, you know, hang out
Right.
with us, hunt with us.
And that's
you
going
know?
to be in the future. We're going to follow you. You're going to follow us. We're the more the behind the scenes to show you that the stuff that goes on within paranormal research isn't always bred. You know,
Oh yeah.
it isn't always what it's made up to be. You know, we're going to show the behind the scenes. With Mr. Chris Houston, he's the brains behind the whole TV show. It's called Generation Truth. We're going to have multiple pro teams. If you want to say pro, a lot of people don't like that term pro, but the more advanced researchers,
Right. Yeah.
we're going to follow behind and see what they go through, their everyday struggles with, you know, within the research. Our team RAT, which stands for reality and truth, we're going to stick to the reality and truth. We're going to show the real reality.
Right.
We're going to show the truth, and if it's not there, it's not there. We're not going to make stuff up
Right.
and try to get the ratings to show you, hey, this is how it happens all the time.
Right.
It doesn't. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
all the
It.
time.
Yeah. It. That right there, I like that. You know.